I seriously want to give up on applying for disability solely because they make it so hard.
God forbid they ask a disabled person who's getting money to prove their disability.
If anyone is wondering why I can't work, the main reasons on this list would be my POTS.
She says, I have this, and once I get the diagnosis. No, babe, that's not how that's supposed to work. You got the order of operations here.
What are you supposed to do to get approved for disability if the government-approved doctor they send you to is ableist?
Oh, we almost caught it. We almost got you. Oh, what's that? What's that over there?
Oh my God, I think there's a fire. We need to put it out.
Sure. Okay, hey guys, welcome back to Normal Gaze, where we take on insanity. I'm Brad Polumbo. He's Clarkson Lawson.
What's up, guys? Make sure you donate to the Blossom Fund. We want to get her on here and join as a member. We're going to be reacting to a gay dating show next weekend. We couldn't do it last weekend.
And we're doing voicemail episodes. We just got some more tea. Anyway, for this one, we've got a new queer TikTok beggar.
Okay. Wait, really? A new one?
A new one,
They're growing like fucking... What's something that grows
like
quickly?
Weeds. Invasive weeds.
Like mold on a fruit. I don't know.
This one is fake ? Disabled. So
fake.
Of course.
Oh, I got a lot of heat on the other episode because remember we played that clip where I was like, she can stand.
Yes.
And they're like, do you know that some people who use wheelchairs can stand? It's like, duh. But if you are a person who can stand and use a wheelchair and you're selectively mute and you're trans and you have whatever other disability and like 6 other things, it's going to lead me to the conclusion that you don't need the fucking wheelchair, you guys. I obviously know that some people who use wheelchairs can stand. Like, come on.
Oh my God, I almost spat my drink out.
Sometimes the comments piss me off because I just feel like if you watch us, you have a brain. And
you
sometimes
need
you
to
guys
know
comment,
that we're not being
and you
serious.
don't use your brain. No, I'm being serious.
No, but
I'm
I
being
understand.
deadass.
But when we say like, oh, is she really need the wheelchair or whatever? Obviously, we understand there are some people who can walk a little bit or stand that still need a wheelchair sometimes. And we don't have any problem with that. Or we don't think they're bad. Like, what? Anyway.
People posted about that in our Reddit thread too. Or I searched us. It wasn't our Reddit thread. It was somebody else's. And they're like, yeah, I liked their podcast. But then they started talking about a disabled person who can stand. And I had to unsubscribe because that's just so ignorant. It's like, babe, that's not what I was saying.
That's what sent them. After everything we've done, it is always funny to me what makes people rage quit this podcast. And it's always like the least offensive things, like what compared to all the shit we do. Anyway, we got to get to this.
Sorry.
This woman is going viral on TikTok. Her username is Shy Cat. She's 27 years old, and she's documenting her disability activism and her medical journey on TikTok. Now, she doesn't have a lot of followers, but some of her videos have been getting millions of views recently, which is how I discovered her, because people do not appreciate her sentiments she's expressing. And they have some questions, and I think you'll see why. Let's watch.
Okay.
I seriously want to give up on applying for disability solely because they make it so hard. They make you have to prove this and this and this and this, and they make you do the work to get all your medical records, and they make you do all the work to prove everything, and they make you do all the work to apply with all their paperwork that they've made hundreds of papers that you have to go through. I mean, tons of paperwork that you have to go through.
So much paperwork.
Hoops and hoops and hoops you have to jump through, and lawyers you have to talk to, and all of this crap. And it's like, I'm disabled. I can't even work normal job. How am I supposed to do this stupid process when they make it so hard? And I'm already so disabled that I can't even work a normal job. So how am I supposed to do this? How am I supposed to do the work that goes into this when it's nearly the same amount of work as getting a job?
Okay. God forbid they ask a disabled person who's getting money to prove their disability. Also, you sure have a lot of energy to get on TikTok and do work and complain. She
posts 5 videos a day.
So she can't grab a pen, maybe go to the post office and print out her disability or whatever and just fill out the forms, but you can post 5 TikToks a day?
Also, she's like you got to do all the work to get your medical records. You're a
not that
disabled
hard.
person and you don't have your medical records.
It's only hard
It's
work
also
if you're lying.
It's not that hard.
It's hard work if you're lying and you're trying to rig the system. That's why it's hard for her. She has to get a lawyer to prove she's disabled because she can't just prove it herself.
Remember that crazy troll candidate for governor, James Fishback, who wanted to tax OnlyFans out of existence? Well, according to our channel partners at Kalshi, he is down to just a 2.8% chance in the odds for the Florida Republican governor nominee, whereas Byron Donald has a 97% chance of getting the nomination. Pour one out for Mr. Fishback. Maybe he can take it up and commiserate with Bonnie Blue. But be sure to check out Kalshi. The future of politics is happening on there, and it's the first CFTC-regulated exchange dedicated to trading on the outcome of future events. Go ahead and use code BRADP when you sign up at the link in the description of the pinned comment or on the mobile app to get $20 free when you trade $20 now. Now back to the show. Because she doesn't just have the normal paperwork. Like, I don't think you don't have to talk to a lawyer to apply for disability in a state.
Probably
at least
do.
That sounds like not accurate to me.
If you say that your disability is like chronic
fatigue. If you get rejected and you have to sue.
Yeah. And they're like, chronic fatigue.
Wait, stop. Did you watch these already? Did you? Wait. Did you pre-watch?
No.
Did you pre-watch?
No, I didn't.
Oh, God. Okay, never mind.
No, Leanna says she has chronic fatigue.
You said this bitches also have chronic fatigue. That's
the new disability, is chronic fatigue. Like, bitch, you're just tired.
Because there's the reason... and lazy, and it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. But the reason chronic fatigue is the new one is because I was asking Mr. Producer about this because he's a doctor, and he's like, well, because it's not really something you can even verify a diagnosis of. It's all just self-reported. It's not even like really a thing. It's like
there's no
hard
lawyer.
Qualifications or not. It's like
I mean, and the thing I would understand chronic fatigue as a result of a other disability causing that, but I feel like that would be the end result, like a side effect of a disability, not an actual disability.
She has some other thing she calls POTS that I'm not aware of, but that she also talks about.
I'm going to get in trouble again on this episode. I'm going to get in trouble again on this episode with the comments. And you know what? You guys, I don't care, because there are so many people who stand up and get lightheaded and say they have POTS, and I'm over it. I'm so over it. It's like, bitch, no, you haven't eaten in a few hours and you stood up too quickly, and you can't prove that it's like POTS is another one where like you can't prove it. Eat a candy bar.
But also, even if it's true, and I take you at face value, you could still do customer service jobs from your computer seated at home. It's like lots of people have these kinds of things and work. And when you're gaslighting us and telling us you're too lazy to even apply for disability, like I know people who are severely disabled. And so they manage to get on disability because also you can, even the ones that can't work, right? But it's like they manage to apply for it because she's acting like applying for it is some Herculean activity. Because you can also, Clarkson, the other thing is you can also have a caretaker. You can get a caretaker or a family member to apply for you even. So it's like you don't even have to be able to do it yourself.
Yeah, but that's, it's just so annoying because it's like that is meant for people who are like legit so disabled they're almost vegetables. Do you know what I mean? Like they have a caretaker, they need that help. This girl, she's tired?
Yeah, like severe autism or something like that.
Yeah. There was something I was going to say, but I forgot.
The comments
is obviously real. Hold on. Let me do my damage control. POTS is real comments. I didn't mean to invalidate everybody with POTS, but you guys can't sit here and not pretend like having POTS hasn't become a community on fucking TikTok where you guys are like, oh, my POTS is so bad today. I'm like, your blood sugar is low, bitch. That's it. Anyways.
Well, and that's the thing is I also find there are so many disabled people who are so resilient and are like extremely, I know that you think they're not known for it, but they are productive members of society.
Yeah. And people with POTS too that work very hard.
Yes. Anyway, I want to read some of the comments from this girl's video. Top comment, I hope I'm never this useless. Next comment, I'm fully wheelchair bound with limited muscle and I'm a middle school teacher. You're more than capable. Trust me. I have
Yeah,
POTS and I'm a full-time nurse. Hope this helps. It should be thorough. You should have to prove your disability. Being disabled doesn't make you incompetent. Someone else
correct.
says, I've had open heart surgery, stroke, seizures, brain bleed, and I work every day. This is crazy. Someone else says, I also struggle with laziness.
End of sentence. The thing is me too, but you don't see me fucking. Whatever. This is crazy. These beggars are crazy. I need to do a TikTok video about her now. I think I have to.
I mean, she's going viral.
Well, I got a few comments
I'll
where
send you
people
the
are like,
links to-
people commented on my videos and they're like, you need to cover this this new TikTok beggar. Did somebody just walk into my house? What the Y'all, hold on. I think I have a ghost. Hello? My neighbor, I think, just closed my door because I left it open. Anyways, what was I saying?
Oh.
I don't remember what I
That
was
somebody
saying.
was commenting about you need to find a new TikTok beggar or something?
Yeah. They're like, you need to react to this, the TikTok beggar, blah, blah. I'm like, what are they talking about? And I think it was probably this one.
It probably was. So here we
Yeah.
go. You want to watch the second video where she explains her disabilities?
Yes.
And so if anyone is wondering why I can't work, the main reasons on this list would be my POTS, because that makes it really, really hard for me to stand for long periods of time at all, or
you
do
don't
any kind
you
of
don't
like
have to
bending over and
stand
standing
to
back
work.
up, bending over and standing back up. I just can't do that. And then another reason would be the ME/CFS once I get that diagnosis, because I have really bad post-exertional malaise, and that means that literally any activity I do, I end up crashing and need a nap and need to just lay down for hours afterwards. And I have absolutely no idea why that happens, besides the fact that I could have ME/CFS. So we're looking into that right now.
Which is just another fatigue thing.
She said once I get that diagnosis. Once I get
Wait,
that
I didn't catch that.
Yeah, so no wonder you need to hire a lawyer. You don't have any diagnosis of a disability. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Wait, so she's saying she's already diagnosed herself with it though. She says, I have this, and once I get the diagnosis. No, babe, that's not how that's supposed to work. You got the order of operations here.
Also, like, I could easily convince, like, if you convince yourself that you have like some syndrome of fatigue, you're basically just allowing yourself to be a lazy all the time. Like I have days where I am like exhausted and I would love to just lay in bed, and I'm pretty lazy. But if I identified with a disability that said I was just like prone to fatigue, like I would get nothing done. But I can see why. I don't know. It's just an easy scapegoat to do nothing and be lazy. That's what it is, simply put. It's wild.
Yeah, it is, and it's also, I think, a self-fulfilling prophecy in that, like, if you go out and do stuff, it can be energizing, right? Like working out, you're too tired to work out, but then you work out and you have more energy. But you do nothing and you sleep too much. Like past a certain point, sleeping too much makes you more tired. It's like a lot of this, I think, can become a self-fulfilling prophecy.
And then you become depressed, and then you just sit around the house all the time. It's like, yeah, you're literally creating the fatigue because your laziness is creating this chronic fatigue that you're complaining about. But whatever.
Oh, so I want to read you something from the comments. Somebody commented, "How were you diagnosed, if you don't mind me asking?" ? And the creator replies and says, "I'm technically still in the diagnosis process, but my doctor is nearing the end of the journey with me."
The end of the journey. How long does it take to get a diagnosis? She's searching around doctors probably to find one, like a feel-good doctor that'll give her the diagnosis. That's what's happening.
It's hilarious that you say that, given the next video that I'm about to show you, where she accuses doctors of ableism for not recognizing her disabilities.
This is so predictable at this point.
Guys, he hasn't seen this before. I didn't even send him the outline.
I've just done so many deep dives on these beggars, that like it becomes like an actual storyline that is followed to a T every time. It's like they don't have a diagnosis. Her first video, she's complaining about applying for unemployment. You guys, her third video, or what we just watched, she has no diagnosis of anything. No wonder you can't get disability.
She might have diagnosis of some of them.
Like what? POTS? Is that enough to get disability?
But she doesn't have... I don't know, but she doesn't have the diagnosis of the MCEFS or fatigue thing. Is the one she's in the journey of.
Well, it's because the fatigue one is so generalized that it's like, I literally cannot do anything because I'll get tired. I can't even move my finger to the keyboard. Whereas if you have POTS, like people do work with POTS and it's very hard to work with. But like, I'm guessing the chronic fatigue is just such an umbrella disability that she thinks that's going to be her ticket to money from the government. I don't know.
Her meal ticket. Yeah. Now watch this, where she complains that the doctor, she complains about the doctor who they had her screening her for these disabilities when she was trying to get our money. Let's watch.
What are you supposed to do to get approved for disability if the government approved doctor they send you to is ableist? Because unfortunately, the government approved doctor they sent me to prove my disability, the entire time she was like interviewing me, I guess, or whatever, she kept giving me a really condescending look. And I mean, I am autistic, so I could be wrong, but she kept looking at me like, and I don't really know how to interpret that look besides condescending, I guess. That's how I've interpreted it my whole life. And then not just that, but she absolutely made it seem like she does not believe that fatigue can be a disabling condition or a disabling symptom at all. Like, she genuinely did not believe that fatigue could disable someone at all. And that's my biggest problem. I can't get a job because of my fatigue. I have MECFS. That's the whole issue.
No, you don't. You
are diagnosed for.
So I tried to explain that, and I even said, like, I can barely do my laundry anymore. I can barely clean anymore because of it. And she goes, why? And so I was like,
doctor.
Because of the fatigue. And I tried to, like, explain that to her, and she just did. It was, like, in one ear and out the other. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Am I allowed to request a different doctor? Because
oh my God.
Not believing that my symptoms are, one, as bad as I'm explaining them to be, but also, two, not even believing that my symptoms are potentially disabling in any form is just really ableist.
Oh my God.
How am I ever going to get approved for disability if I have an ableist doctor viewing me?
Oh. So wait, she went all the way to the interview process for disability, and she was talking about a disability she's not even diagnosed with? No wonder the girl was looking at her like, what are you talking about? Where's your diagnosis? She doesn't even have one. I just Googled MECFS, and the cause of it is unknown, but most cases are triggered, and they're like temporary. Well, it's after like 6 months of fatigue, are triggered by a viral or a bacterial infection, which, you know what? Looking at the grease in her hair could be a possibility.
Okay, but how funny is it that... But not wrong. She was accusing the doctor whose job it is to see disabled patients of being like viciously and like discriminatory against disabled people. I'm going to call doubt on that one. And in fact, I imagine that kind of doctor, if she was looking at you some type of way, it's because she sees actually disabled people every single day. And then you're walking in here and something's not adding up to her.
Yeah, somebody whose job is literally to help disabled people. I don't think that's the ableist person here. I think the person who is going to the government and asking for money that should be going to disabled people because they're tired is the ableist person here.
But also, how can you accuse people of being ableist against you when you aren't even diagnosed as disabled yet?
You know what? I know I just keep going back to the comments we're gonna get because they're gonna be mad at us, and I just want to let you guys know.
I don't care.
It's like, okay, look at what we're reacting to. She's not disabled. She's not.
We aren't. We're not against disability for actual disabled people.
Correct. But she is not. So let's just look at this holistically, and let's not get offended if you have a disability. Okay,
Because
sorry, I just had to say that.
we're not talking about you if you're actually disabled.
Correct. This is not about you, and you should be angry at this girl for cosplaying your disabilities.
I agree. Okay. The comments on this one complaining the doctor was ableist is also funny. So somebody commented, to get approved for disability benefits, you need to be disabled. I hope that helps.
You
Someone
might
else
need
commented,
a diagnosis.
and I love this one, commented, I feel like all MAGA Republicans think this is what most liberals are like.
That is very true. Like, this is prime libs of TikTok, for sure.
Someone else said, girl, we're all fatigued. Okay, we have one final video from Miss Girl here, who I don't even know what kind of queer she is. She might be fake queer, but she has all the like LGBT flags and progress flags and everything. Who knows what if she's actually any of the things, or if she's just cosplaying it. But anyway, let's watch the last video.
You can't make this up, man. It's
You
always
really
the same.
can't.
Like Leanna, isn't Leanna like what is she? Non-binary, gender, non-whatever, or like trans mask.
Oh wait,
It's
so you're
all the
saying
same.
you're saying she is disabled?
At some point, I do think there may be a case to be made that people who appropriate this much, like this many disabilities, might actually have a disability.
It's like a psychological disability of faking being disabled. And
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I actually think we're going so far to the extreme that I'm coming back to their point. It's like, actually, I do think you're disabled. Yeah.
I do too, in a different way than you think you're disabled. I think you're... Okay, last video.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, we'll keep talking.
A lot of you have gotten very triggered over the fact that I am applying for disability benefits, and
we're triggered.
Have an invisible illness.
Like, it's invisible, all right.
Wild how ableist so many people are willing to be to a stranger online just because they can't physically see their disability. I will never understand being rude to someone online, ever, just for any reason.
Welcome to the internet.
Like being a nice
she just called the doctor ableist online.
Encouraging other people to have a good day. But yeah, like, it is wild, the ableism that's popping up in my comments lately.
Oh my god.
You guys are crazy.
I'm a victim!
Yeah. But, I mean, it is what it is. I'll get comments no matter what. It just keeps pushing me towards more people's algorithm, I guess. I don't know.
Why, so you can work?
Oh, it sounds like she's building a career out of this.
Yeah, it sounds like she's working. I'm just curious, if you're posting 5 TikToks a day, where is this fatigue?
I mean, that might be slightly overstating it, but she has a lot of videos if you go look at her page.
She's like, I would never be rude to somebody online. You just accused a doctor publicly of being ableist and then told anybody who disagrees with you that they're ableist. So, I mean, I think that's kind of rude.
I agree.
I don't know. Just another character, same, different smell. Probably same smell.
Yeah, I was going to say, is the smell that different?
Probably same smell.
Anyway, guys, let us know what you think about that. We're going to run through a couple member comments before we wrap up today. Someone says, unrelated to the video, but I'm vending at a Comic-Con and there are so many furries. Keeps making me think of y'all. Oh my God. Can we stop? It's not funny anymore.
When was that comment?
A day ago.
That was probably in Tampa where I was.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, I wish I would have filmed yesterday. I would have looked for that comment. But
funny that you were there. Your trip to Tampa that you told me about.
Here we go.
Oh, I'm going for a friend's birthday. That was the story I was told.
It was crazy. There was people, like, we went out to the gay clubs last night, and there were people wearing like ears and tails and like going in, and I was like, wow, this is okay. Wow. If you guys have seen any of my content, I am not very popular here. Oh my gosh. Do we have time? I have a story that happened.
Yeah.
Okay, so we walked into the bar, and we went into the bathroom, me and my boyfriend, and some other person we were with, they were talking about Miami, and this guy like makes a comment about going to Miami, and then I fix my hair and I walk out of the bathroom, and my boyfriend is peeing at the urinal, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, do you know who that is? That's Clarkson Lawson, that MAGA guy. That's that MAGA guy." And they're
Oh
like, "Oh
my
my gosh,
God.
is he MAGA?" And then they go, yeah, but apparently he's changed a lot. Like he's gotten a lot hotter and a lot more based since he started dating this new guy, but I don't know if I believe it, like blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, my boyfriend is peeing right there. They don't know he's my boyfriend. So
That's hilarious.
then they come up to me after and they're like, "Oh my gosh, we're such huge fans. Like we love your content, blah, blah,
Those
blah, blah, blah."
fake bitches.
Yeah, and I didn't know any of this. Like didn't tell me because he thought I was gonna crash out. He didn't realize that I was gonna like the attention.
Oh my God.
So then he didn't say anything until after they left. So I'm like talking to them, whatever, and I'm like, "This is my boyfriend. This is my boyfriend." And yeah, blur that out. Don't say the name. I was like, "This is my boyfriend." And then they I guess like one of them like their face dropped because they realized it. But I just thought that was really interesting. So
That is funny. On the furry thing, though, guys, we need to get this under control, this meme, because my mom was asking her chat GPT if it thinks I'm actually a furry and how she can be accepting and supportive if I am.
because honestly, Brad, like I think it sometimes.
Oh my
You
God.
know, you had your your fursona picked out immediately. There
That
was no
was a
hesitation.
bit. I
Yeah.
pre-listened to the voicemails and it was a
Oh.
bit.
But see, the thing is like the evidence starts to stack up after a
Oh
while.
my God.
And one can come to the conclusion. I don't know. It's like the disability conversation. Like, okay, yeah, some people need a wheelchair and can stand up, but if you got all the other evidence behind it, you probably don't need the wheelchair. Same thing with
Oh
your
wow,
furry
you're
thing.
really coming back to that. Almost like you have a bigotry or a bias.
To what? Disabled people or
Am-
furries?
to ambulatory wheelchair users who I respect and support, unlike you.
Oh, he's fishing for supporters since he's losing.
Anyway, next comment. It's funny because I remember a day where I thought Clarkson was too right-wing for me, and now he's too left-wing for me. LOL. No hate, just funny.
I'm too left-wing. I don't know who I'm too left-wing for. That's kind of crazy. You think I'm
I mean,
left-wing?
just left-wing of them, if they're still kind of
Yeah,
right-wing.
I guess. Yeah.
But anyway, next comment. Oh my God, do I have to read this? OMG, Clarkson, you look so good. The gym is paying off. Sweat emoji. Too bad you're gay. Disgusting.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I think Brad just left.
Oh, the fridge was beeping because I left it open.
Oh.
Okay, someone else comments, have y'all seen Jay Lee's arrest at a college campus? Like the trans woman with blue hair had a meltdown and screamed at two officers. Yeah, we have seen it and we talked about it and we're covering it, but we want to talk about funny stuff here and it wasn't funny. It was like sad.
It was kind of sad. Like I made a video on it and then deleted it because I was like, I don't want to post this. Also, like that was just a mentally disturbed individual in a Party City wig. Like that wasn't it really was. Like that was like that looked like your purple wig just in blue. Like that was probably an Amazon one.
I agree, but that's what I'm saying is like that just looks like a person that needs serious psychiatric help, and it's not like a lolcow at that point. It's like, oh wait, that's really sad.
Yeah, it's not like the people we react to like are just confidently wrong, but they do have a brain. It's just not a smart one. But like those people are like actually something's wrong. Like that one video. So
yeah. Anyway, someone else said, I asked Clarkson to lower the BMI requirement so I can get into Clarkistan easier, and he told me no, just eat less.
That was on TikTok Live.
That's hilarious. I'm 75 pounds down, working on it. That's really impressive.
Congratulations.
Wow, 75 pounds down? Slay King.
Well, if you're on the way and you can prove that you've made it that far,
can you get a temporary visa?
Yeah, you can get a temporary visa.
With a court date that's a weigh-in.
Yeah, exactly. But if you start to like relapse and you're in the country illegally by weight. So
there's not ice raids, there's just weigh-in, check-in, roadblocks where you have to step on a scale.
Yeah.
Oh my God. All right, guys. Let us know what you think of this episode. If we've deeply offended you, make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you aren't yet, hit the like button, become a channel member. We got great stuff coming up for the members, and it's the best way to support us. Also, donate to the Blossom Fund, and we'll be back with more real soon.